He can hear you guys talking.
Yeah.
So, Darren, are you on a computer or are you on your phone?
I'm on my phone. I could get on the computer, but...
Oh, you sound good.
Okay.
Welcome to the Wolf. Oh, that's not the Wolf Den. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do the Monster Castle radio show. That's right. That's the wrong introduction I got,
Craziness.
Welcome to the Monster Castle radio show. For the extreme paranormal listener. And here is your host, the Wolfman, Mike.
This is where the real
I like the Wolf Den.
all right.
You like the Wolf Den better?
Yeah. I liked all the sounds you had. You'd add a new caller and oh, it's pretty sweet.
Let's hear some
I love
rock
the
and roll,
editing
baby, yeah.
podcast.
Well, we're on live right now anyway.
All right.
I got the introduction all screwed up, but that's all right. I tried to do it so you guys could hear the introduction, but I put the wrong recording on. It doesn't matter. I'll get it right the next time.
Have we been introduced?
This is this is the Wolfman, and this is my friend Darren on here. Hi, Darren. How you doing?
Wonderful.
And I think we have Jeff D from #DM Talk. Are you there, Jeff?
I'm here.
Right on. And we got Marcus Aurelius too.
Good evening.
So this I heard there's going to be a special report from the Vatican too on this
Tonight?
show. Yeah. From the observatory, I'm gonna call a certain person I know that might be able to give some inside information. You guys hear about all the observatories that the Vatican has?
Yep.
I've heard a few of them.
They have several.
What did we find out? That they have the most, Jeff, the most observatories than...
Yeah, they've been the Vatican owned and has the longest and the largest astronomical, observatories, including their newest one, which they have appropriately called, or maybe misappropriately called, Lucifer.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what they called it.
Oh, that's very dark and foreboding.
I think it's a bunch of Franciscan brothers or whatever they're running it. Monks. Isn't that true?
Probably monkeys.
Yeah, monkeys.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're looking for. Wormwood.
Yeah, probably trying to make some more absinthe. Yeah, those.
So you told us to bring a topic.
Yeah.
Did everyone bring a topic?
I didn't. I got nothing. I got nothing.
I was going to talk about the Travis Walton story. The abduction story.
Oh, yeah. That actually happened. I'm here in Phoenix right now, and that happened not too far from here. Back in 1975, right?
Yep, I remember when it was on the news.
Oh wow. Okay.
And
were you in the area or?
nope, I was this little kid, but I remember going to the OMSI where they would like look at the stars and they had something about it, and that was the first I heard of it. But I've heard them on Art Show, and I thought the thing that I wanted to talk about was how I think Roswell and the Travis Walton are kind of connected in a way. They never really talk about it. You know, when the crashes happened at Roswell, what do you think caused those crashes?
I think it was probably Donald Trump because he was born that day of the Roswell crash, I believe.
Yeah, it's just like a huge. When he was born, all of the spaceships that were coming around our planet just crashed. They just decided to end it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think they were shot down, and not by us. I think they were shot down by the other aliens that Travis Walton talks about in his story. I think there's a war going on between two species.
I've heard that.
Intergalactic type of war.
Yep. And
go ahead.
I think the humanoid ones. Remember, Travis said he was abducted by the Greys, and then he passed out again. Then when he woke up, he left that ship and went into a huge ship, and there were Nordic-looking weird aliens, but they were big, full size, almost looked like humans. I think what they did is they probably captured the ship. He woke up, and they probably, put him back down. And I think that they're probably the ones that shot down the Roswell crafts too.
And what type of aliens do you think they were the small type, like the Greys at Roswell, right?
Yes, that's the rumor.
Well, he called them. Didn't he call them? He called them short and bald.
Travis?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first ones. But if you ever heard his full story, the part that's not in the movie, and what I think is the more important part of the story is when he met the other aliens that were the big Nordic types, when he woke up the second time, or the third time, and the gray ones were gone. And he was in a much bigger ship, too.
So do you think
they stole him?
That's what I was just thinking. They stole him from the other aliens.
That's right. They took the whole craft inside their ship. They said, "You're not going to abduct him," and they took him back.
Wow,
that's why. And I think that probably the reason that the Roswell crash happened. They probably just forced him down. They were probably tired of messing with them and just made him crash. I don't think that alien ships would make it all the way here and then just crash because they couldn't control them. And I don't think we're going to shoot him down.
Well, I've seen these videos where you can see it looks like a particle beam weapon coming off the planet Earth and shooting up at objects.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably alien
space,
technology that was given to us from them. Bob Lazar talks about that, remember?
Yeah.
That they shared all sorts of stuff with us, and then in 1979, we had a feud with them, and they broke off all relations. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
So
Marcus,
maybe that's That's what happened. Maybe we just had we have their technology still, some of it probably, to defend ourselves against the other ones. Who knows? That's what I think. I don't think that's all us. I think it's alien technology that they gave us. What do you guys think?
Or, like, what about the other civilization that could have went underground and could be way more evolved and could have been here all the time? They're not aliens, but they're more advanced and they keep themselves hidden. That's what I think possibly could be happening here too.
Inside the Earth?
Yeah,
or inside the ocean?
Inside the ocean, caves, underground, and there could be another whole civilization of intelligent creatures that keep themselves hidden from us.
Wouldn't they be a little concerned with what we're doing up above, especially if we're dropping nukes?
Well, yeah, but how many times has it been where they fly over top of a nuclear place and then shut the missile silos down? Just shut them down.
Yeah.
They're just saying, look, if you guys want to try...
I bet it was the humanoid ones and not the grays. I don't know.
I just think that was just to show people... They were just showing us that if you're going to do this, we're just going to shut it down.
Yeah. It could be. It's a big planet. I mean, you just have to get in like 80 miles. You'd have so much room to work with in there. Who knows?
But it gets hot, too, when you get down in the earth.
That's true.
You can't go too far in without it getting really hot. So, I don't know.
Yeah, once you get under how thick's the mantle?
I think the thinnest part of it is, about 12 miles or something like that.
And then under that, it's hot.
It's hotter, yeah. It depends on what part of the Earth. I guess the closest part is 12 miles, but the rest, 50 miles.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I wonder what the study of the mantle thickness is called.
That's crustology.
Is it? That's really cool. I always thought that the bottom of the oceans are amazing. When you look at it's just incredible what's down there.
Well, compared to the crust, compared to the rest of the Earth, it's it's like an eggshell.
It's real thin.
Really thin.
And it's all conjecture what's under it, though. I mean, they assume it gets hotter and hotter, and there's molten lava until the iron core. I mean, who really knows? Well,
what some scientists say that it's radioactive decay, which actually creates heat, and then, in a sense, keeps everything liquid down there. Because otherwise, they figured out that there's no way that the center of the Earth, or what's under the crust, has enough energy, enough heat to last that long and still continue to maintain all that energy.
For some reason, sorry, Jeff, your voice is flanging, eh? I was wondering. I don't know. That's weird. I don't know if you could turn on. You sound okay to you, but over here, Jeff's voice is coming out like a flanger effect on it.
I have no effect on this system right here.
Okay.
It might just be when two people try to talk at the same time, maybe. I wanted to make a comment about the Roswell crash. In the first book, UFO crash at Roswell, they tried to put forth a premise that they were struck by lightning. There was a big storm that night before Max Brazel found the wreckage, and at least that's the premise they put forth in the first book. The latter books I didn't hear that mentioned.
I suppose that's possible. It seems unlikely, though. They can make it all the way across the galaxy.
I know, right?
Millions of light years, and then get here and then just, lightning crash. I just don't see it.
Well, if you think about it, interstellar travel may be pushing their technologies close to the limits. And when we push our technologies to the limits, then there's more probability that accidents will happen. just because there's uncertainties.
I think they were forced down by the other alien. I think there's a war. It's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that there's two crashes, it's kind of confusing, the whole story. It almost seems like they touched down and left pieces, and then they crashed miles away in Corona there.
Yeah, there were several crashes. Weren't there 2 or 3 different ships? 2?
I believe there was a separate crash just a little bit after that, Roswell, when there was one crash there, and there was another one shortly afterwards. I can't remember where, but it's not as widely talked about. But yeah, there was another crash after that in the area.
Yeah, there was the debris field on Max Brazel's ranch, and then there was the plains of Wisconsin where the bodies and the full saucer that was recovered and was to Fort Worth, I guess. At least according to the books. Now, those are pretty old books now. I don't know if there's new information. Haven't really been keeping all up to date on it.
Well, Jesse Marcel Jr. died, didn't he?
Oh, did he die?
I think so. Yeah. And Senior's long gone. So.
Did you guys see that movie about Senior? It's basically his deathbed confessional, that Showtime movie.
Ooh, no. Tell us about that.
It was just called Roswell. It was a made-for-TV movie by Showtime. And I think it's on YouTube, I believe.
Oh, check it out.
Yeah, that was the best one yet, I thought. Because he was, he took the rap for the weather balloon mistake, whatever.
Story. Yeah. Well, Stan Freeman, man, he talked to all those guys. He talked to a lot of first-hand and second-hand witnesses, for himself. He's 80 now. He's still just as sharp as ever.
Right. Stan, man.
Well,
I'd like to meet him.
Probably takes that prostate plus stuff,
Tea. Drink the tea.
Well, I have a question. Do you think the aliens come down? Do you think they're going to get baptized? Do you think the Pope would baptize them, as he claims?
Well, I know somebody that I could get on the show. I'll get that guy. I'm going to get him right on Skype right now, okay? You can ask a friend of mine that question.
Okay.
I'll see if I
Let's
can
do
get
it.
him. I'll get him on. Yes, all right. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
It's the Father Guido from the Vatican.
Ask your question, Jeff.
What time? It must be pretty early in the morning there.
Yeah, it's pretty late in the morning. Sometimes it's early afternoon, late evening. But right now, I just decide whatever I want to do,
Okay, so you know about the aliens, right? I mean, is this?
Oh yes, the Pope said that when the aliens come, then we like to baptize them, the aliens. We want to welcome them into the church and tell them that they better not go to any other church, Just this one.
Heads without warning.
We're going to get them first in our church, and to baptize them.
But what if they're allergic to water?
We'll hold them down and chain them up or something, and put some rope around them.
So what you're saying is, if it's holy water and you baptize them and they die, then they were
probably evil.
Evil.
Demons or something, demons. Yes, I put a bag over their head at first. I'm thinking I'll put some rope around it. And then shove them in the fucking holy water. I'm
At
sorry,
first-
I'm supposed to not. I swear. Yeah, shit.
They're so
I
short,
had a
you have to
couple
pick 'em
drinks,
up.
you know.
You baptize them in like one of those little kiddie pools? Or,
Well, I like to baptize the fucking aliens, really forcefully, you know.
So do you like them because they're kind of short like little boys, or
Some of them are the more like an insect, but we like them anyways. They look the same when they're bent over.
They look like little boys.
I don't really like the little boys. The insectoid creatures are different.
Well, at least we got the answer to the question.
We've known about these aliens a long time already, but we just thought we better tell you, you know, well, we got to baptize them. And then we're watching all the time with our big observatories all the time, but I can't tell you why.
No, later on tonight we're supposed to find out, right?
Well, I think something is going to fall, like the moon or something, and smack it down or something.
Well, thanks for your
I will
time,
go to the
Father
observatory, and I'll tell you, I got to go right now. And I'll come back next week, and I'll tell you, and yeah.
Guido. Go find some aliens and pick them up and dump them in that thing as hard as you can.
I'll baptize them.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone to do it so forcefully like that.
No. We'll keep the phones away.
All right, I gotta go because there's a whole bunch of weird shit I gotta look at in space. Again, at the observatory.
All right. Thanks for joining the show.
All right, I'll see you later, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was it.
no?
Sweet, man. I didn't know you knew Father Guido Sarducci. That's awesome.
Well,
Did you
that's
get him
not. No, that wasn't Father Guido Sarducci, man. That was his brother, or his cousin, or something.
What's his name?
Father. Well, I call him Father Guido, but he's a different Guido, you know.
Okay.
They're both cousins,
Well.
both named Guido,
Yeah.
but it's Stargucci.
Starducci?
Yeah,
Guido Starducci.
Yeah.
There we go.
the different mother.
Well, definitely. So, who has another story to tell?
What were we talking about? Jeff was asking me about the triangular scar I was born with.
Right. So, yeah, I heard you mention it, and I was, that's just you don't. I guess you don't see a triangles in nature, or do you?
Is it a perfect triangle?
When I was,
People out-
it's a white spot that looks like a scar, but it's like where the skin stays white, and it was pretty much a perfect equilateral triangle. But as I grew up, the edges of it started just going blurrier.
Fading away.
Yeah.
When did you had it your whole life though?
Yeah, and I had it when I was a little kid, and I always thought it's really weird on the back of my calf, like a triangle. Yeah, it's like up and down too, like it looked like some kind of a marking. But my mom said I was born with that. And the strange thing is, she always had dreams every night, like these nightmares recurring of a spaceship landing in the backyard. And the aliens come in the house and watch her while she's sleeping.
Yikes. Hopefully
So,
that's not an implant that was placed there before you came out.
Well, I don't
To
know.
check you.
It's kind of strange that I have like a lot more sightings than most people do. by like an incredibly large amount more. Like I just like why do I keep seeing these things? I get my hair tingling standing up on end, and then I just know where to look, and I just see these things. And if people are there with me, they see it too. So I got witnesses on most of them. It's not hallucinations because I have witnesses on most of my sightings.
Well,
Now, has your mother seen any UFOs or other than her?
Yeah, she's seen a fireball kind of UFO. It went. And my dad was with her. They were driving, and it was near the Lake Erie area in Ontario. Tilsonburg, if anyone's familiar with the tobacco area around that area. She said it looked like a low flying fireball. Like my dad said, "Oh, that's just a meteor." But this thing, she said, didn't look like a meteor, and it went slowly across, really low. It just basically flew across. It did look like a fireball, but it flew. She said it only was maybe 200-300 feet off the ground. It looked to her, and it was about a 10-foot wide diameter. 10-foot across fireball. But it looks like a sphere with.
I wonder if that's kind of similar to what I saw when I was down there in San Diego, several years ago. I was driving up I-5, and it was probably like 5 p.m., maybe 5:30, and there was these, orange balls just in the sky, not moving, moving really slowly, and then one of them kind of sped up and bumped into another one, and then I was like, well, I had to roll down the window because I wanted to make sure I could, like a reflection, and but after I get off the freeway, I wasn't too far from home. I pulled off, and then they were just gone. They disappeared, and then I did some research, Googled it a couple of days later, and sure enough, like other people saw it too, and I think they posted it on one of the UFO, websites they have. But it was just so strange that these things were just kind of hovering, and then one was moving faster than the other one, and they were brighter than the sky. That's what really got me.
Yeah, one was moving faster than the other. That's what I find.
If you see balloons flying out, they're all going to kind of go with each other. But when one's independent of the other one, that kind of makes you wonder, and especially if they're kind of glowing.
That's creepy.
You like the Chinese lanterns?
That's not Chinese lanterns. Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Lantern, yeah. If they were Chinese lanterns, they should all be floating at the same speed.
Yeah.
Not one catching up to another one. I just, until I had seen that, that's kind of like my first, like in-person, unidentified, glowing, floating object.
Yeah.
That got you interested in the UFO phenomena, Jeff?
That kind of, well, I was part of the air crew in the Marines, and so, I flew a lot all around the world, and I never saw anything like that. And then I am interested in, something like that that's just unexplainable. I don't know of anything that can explain that.
Have you guys ever seen the space station go across?
I have, yeah. Seen satellites and space station.
The space station's cool because it's so big.
It's
so
bright,
much bigger than satellites.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
There was one time it went over. This was when they had the shuttle docked on it. And it went over, and it was the day after Heidi, I forget her last name, the astronaut, who was doing a spacewalk. They were fixing those rotation joints for the solar panels, and she dropped the tool bag and it got loose. And I set up my little spotting scope on the patio and watched it come over, and I swear you could see like a little glint of something like out in front of it that looked like the tool bag.
It could have been. It could have been a reflection of it.
Right.
Because when the sun hits off of, like if you see satellites that spin, sometimes they'll catch the sun just perfect, and there'll be a real bright, light. It's pretty cool. That's neat. That'd have been so cool to see.
I mean, even at a magnification of like 40, you can see the structure of the thing, the solar panels and so on, as it goes.
Wow. Could you see the shuttle?
I don't remember exactly, but it was very bright, and you could tell that it wasn't just a dot.
That's so cool.
But it's like the brightest thing in the sky when it flies over.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I was just queuing up a song for later. Sorry.
Oh, good.
This one's...
So you get, now I'm in Phoenix, and I've seen the 2 times I've seen what I guess people would classify as the Phoenix lights.
Did you see him? Did you see him the night it happened on that Thursday?
The Phoenix lights?
Yeah.
This Thursday?
No, when it originally happened.
I don't know if it was the original time. I saw them in like 2007, and I saw them again probably like 5 years later. And
what do you think? What do you think it is?
Well, what I saw, what most people see, is the flares that the aircraft drop off. I don't know if you've seen them or seen pictures of it. People video it, but they drop off these flares, and they probably drop off like 10 or 15 of them in a row. And but they drop really slow. I mean, they're bright. They drop really slow, and then from the city, well, they drop them south of South Mountain, which is obviously south of the city, but they just kind of disappear one by one. So it looks, I mean, kind of something out of the ordinary you just normally don't see because they're flares. But I guess that's not.
I wonder if they drop those every time that they're going to fly that thing. Then they drop some flares so that they can say, "Oh, it's just flares."
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, because I think that's actually what happened was people had reports of seeing, I think, the boomerang craft, and then shortly after they dropped the flares. Well, I have. I'll see if I can find it. I saved a copy of the video of the one they had that was kind of the triangular shape that just completely blanketed the stars out.
Yeah.
That one is just undeniable.
I think it's ours.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, maybe. It's quiet, absolutely silent.
Well, remember the one Art Bell saw, the huge triangle that was filled in? It wasn't boomerang.
Right,
he saw it float right over his head, the aurora. I had a top secret friend of mine, and I asked him, "Is the aurora real?" And he couldn't answer, but the way he didn't answer made it sound like, yeah, that was ours. So
yeah, it's something else.
He knew all about it.
Yeah, I think it's ours. That triangle thing, I do think that one's ours. That slow-moving triangle thing.
That's the same as the TR-3B, isn't it? Or is that something else?
I don't know.
Which one's that?
There's a TR-3B. That's another triangular-shaped, slow-moving. There's nice videos on YouTube of it in Wisconsin.
That's a plane, though, isn't it? Isn't it like a regular?
No, it might be a drone of some sort, but it just rotates slowly.
Is that the expensive one that they're talking about? Building and producing more of them or something?
I don't
Or is
know.
Maybe it's just a big, slow-moving drone.
I think that's the new name for it. Yeah, I think it's just a big drone.
It could
Yeah,
be
I think we have technology that would revolutionize the world if we let it out.
Or it could just be something like they got helium gas and a bunch of just propellers. It could be like a blimp thing.
They're totally quiet.
Oh, that's true. That is totally quiet. You'd hear something for sure.
Well, you can make fans pretty quiet.
Yeah.
And they have noise cancellation technology too.
Oh, they do have that with So that could be quiet and still have propeller fans in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like when we killed Osama bin Laden.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, that was all new technology. Nobody knew that we had helicopters that were like that until that one crashed, and then we had to spill the beans.
Yeah, totally.
I didn't know about them. Did you?
Did I know? I mean, naturally, they've been working on quiet submarines and quiet helicopters for quite a while.
Yeah. What did they call that helicopter? It wasn't a cloak. It was I forget what the top secret helicopter that crashed was. I want to know why it crashed. No one ever explained it.
They probably hit it with a missile weapon or something like
I was thinking maybe they got in each other's prop wash or something.
I don't think
the whole thing was strange.
I bet you they probably self-destructed it after that.
Well, they did. Once it crashed, they all moved to the other one, and they all got on the other one, and then they set charges and blew it up. But they ended up, saving a lot of it and selling it to China, didn't they? So they could get all the technology off of it. I think they gave them $1 billion or something. I can't remember.
Well,
yeah, that was an F up.
How can you tell when the politicians are lying to you?
Their mouths are open.
Yeah.
Well, all that technology comes from China already. They don't need to get that stuff. They're the ones that make it now.
Well, they do make a lot of the stuff, the circuit boards and stuff.
Yeah, they don't need the. Oh, they don't need the
sorry, guys. That was me.
What did you do? Fart?
I pushed the button. Did you hear it on your end?
No.
I didn't hear it.
No. Okay.
Oh, there's a bit of squeaking and stuff going on, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that was me trying to figure out what I was doing with my phone. I was touching the buttons with my face. It was making a bunch of noise. Anyways, yeah, I wish I could remember what they called that helicopter. It wasn't the cloaking. What's the name of the helicopter that crashed?
I'd have to Google it.
Yeah, that whole story. I'd love to have seen a picture of Osama bin Laden before they just dumped him in the ocean. What do you guys think of that?
Oh, man. That's like such a freaking lie. It's just like somebody go up there and bonk whoever he came up with that story in the head. Right? It's so dumb.
The Black Hawk.
Yeah. The Black Hawk. The cloak. Not
Black Hawk, that's it.
Hawk. Yeah. It was a top secret.
Got radar,
no.
Yeah, radar evading.
Yes.
It's the stealth UH-60.
That's it.
One. Yeah, I was in the Marines, and we did. If we had an aircraft that basically got just pretty much stuck in the field and was damaged beyond, wasn't worth the repair, they would literally blow it up. They would set charges.
Well, that's what they did. They blew it up after they took off.
Yeah, that's absolutely. That's what they do.
Yeah. if they're still able to get a bunch of it,
Yeah.
sell it.
It's like the black box is still survived.
Yeah. They never did say why it crashed either, not that I know of. Do you think that they did get him, or do you think that was just a story they're going to stick with if they found him or didn't find him?
I think they got him.
I think they did too. I hope they did. He'd be, if he was alive. I don't think he's alive. If he was alive, he'd be showing up now.
It'd be
It was
more cassette tape.
the helicopter was damaged in a hard landing. So.
Oh.
There you go.
Yep.
It sounds like they may have hit some, like with maybe the props hit a tree or something. They couldn't get quite in where they wanted to get in tight in some area.
Yeah, there was a wall around it. Maybe they couldn't fit two in there.
Yeah, I mean, when you're flying through, into the city where there's stuff around.
It should be nice if they released a picture or two. They said they took pictures, and a lot of people got to see him, but they didn't want that out in the public.
Of the helicopter or Osama?
Of Osama dead.
Oh, there was a picture that circulated with his eyes shot out.
It was fake.
Who knows? Yeah, I mean, really, what's a picture anymore?
Yeah, well, that was a fake one anyway. It's the one that got out. The one that they were showing the families, they said wasn't the same one that was supposedly going around. But
I mean, who knows anymore? What's a photograph? What does it mean? I mean, it's not proof of anything.
yeah,
I mean, how do you prove anything like that?
they dumped him in the middle of the ocean.
I mean, bring him back. I mean, even if they brought him back, it's like, what are you going to do? Have like a big funeral? Like everybody take
I know. In a way, it's really smart. But it would have been nice to have video of everything.
The sharks probably liked it, eh? To eat that guy?
vicious.
I don't believe any of it. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not.
They don't do that. They would... Yeah, I don't know. Wouldn't they have to send the body back? Like, I guess they wouldn't have to.
Well, they didn't want to have to deal with the political ramifications. Once they said they dumped it already, what are they going to say? You can't return it at that point.
Yeah. I guess so. I don't know.
Just one less hassle. But it's also a huge way to make a conspiracy theory.
What do you think they...
I think
what did they do with Saddam Hussein's body when they killed him?
Well, we didn't kill him. The people did, but I don't know what they did with it.
No, he was hung they had a trial and all that, remember? They hung
That's
him.
right. He hung him.
But what'd they do with his body?
I don't know. Yeah.
Bodies.
Yummy bodies.
Hopefully they baptized him first.
Oh, oh, I'm sure that the Pope would got right in on that. He would have probably came down and made sure he was baptized Catholic just before he died. Yep.
We gave him a Catholic funeral.
Mike, are you running up against your 45 minutes yet? It says 43 minutes.
Oh, it looks like we are, man. I don't know. It looks like it's going to end, so I'll put a song on here to end this.
Okay.
All right. It's gonna. I don't think you're gonna hear it.
All right.
So yeah, it's gonna end in a few minutes here. Thanks everybody for coming on. It was great, man. We could do this again next week. That was like, wow, that was pretty fast, eh?
Yeah, it was fun.
That was awesome.
So I'll post everybody's Twitter on the show, where you can find it on Spreaker, and then we're gonna post it everywhere else. Thanks again, guys.
Oh yeah, it's good. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.